Everyone, so welcome back to Developer Coding. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Next.js with supabase to do authentication, pick protection, OAuth authentication, and also do CRUD operation with server action as well. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing first that you need to do, you need to go into this GitHub repository and clone everything here. So because I have written the boilerplate, and so you can follow along with me in this tutorial. And so once you clone this one, you run npm install and npm start. So you will see this boilerplate right here. So you can see. And so right now, so we have two different routes that you can go to, our server action and learn CRUD right here. And as you can see, we have register and sign in. Everything is boilerplate for you. And so we can just focus on the important part. And also we're going to follow along the document from supabase as well. So to speed things up, and I'm going to explain you what I copy and things like that, what is need to be changed. Okay. All right. So right now let's go into the VS Code. So this one, the first thing first that you need to do, you need to add the env to your local host, env local, and pass all the credential that supabase needed. And so this is what we're going to do. So the first one is we're going to do register. All right, so let's do it. So before we doing that, I'm going to close this one. Let's go into the lib folder. I'm going to create a supabase folder, and inside here I'm going to create the server.ts. So we're going to create a supabase server client so then we can use it whenever we call from the server. So in order to do that, so I'm going to do export default, and then we're going to do function create supabase client, and this one is we going to go back into this document and copy this one. So you can see right here. So first we're going to import this two right here, and let's go here, and then we're going to paste this one. And then for this one right here, we need to call the create server client right here as well. So I'm going to copy this one, and we can paste, and then we can return this one right here. And I think we need to copy this one more as well. All right, cool. All right, so right now we create this one, but it was mentioned that, as you can see, this is a server client, and we have the cookie, and the cookie function, as you can see, we do only get. So if you do this server client right here to do with authentication, and so the user will not be persist and have the cookie, because the cookie function that we have here just do only get. So for that, we need to update this one. So you can go into route handler, and then you can copy the whole the set and remove this one as well. So we can come back here, and then we can just paste this one. So right now with this server action, it will not only do get a cookie. So when the user register, we will set and then also remove the cookie when the user log out as well. And so for this one, we need to do with the async function, and also we need to make this one is inside the use server as well. So then this one will run on the server. Okay. All right. So right now we have the supabase client. Let's go back. Let's go into our app auth actions, server action, and let's go into register, which we're gonna do first. There's a lot of things that inside here, but I think the main focus is gonna be the onSubmit right here. So when you onSubmit, so this is where we're gonna call to the server action, and then we're gonna do the register the user. So right now I'm gonna show you what happened if we do on the client side only. And so right now if I try to do some if password does not match and things like that, and if it's required. So right now the password is minimum 6. So I'm going to change this to only 3 only. I'm going to change this one to 3 as well. So let's hit save this one. Let's go back, and if we put only 3, so if password does not match, it will show you something like that. Okay, and now I do 1 2 3, and then do 1 2 3. So if we register this one, you can see we have an email and a password. All right, so right now let's create an action that get from this data, and then call to log in the user. So that you go into the action right here. I have created 2 functions for you already. So then right now we can convert this one to the use server, and then we can save this one. And then so right now we can call the function that we just created, called supabase server client, and then we need to do the await for this one as well. And then for this one, we're gonna have the supabase. And right here, you can just right now you can just do your regular supabase things. So supabase .auth sign up, and for with sign up, we're gonna need email and password, right? So email is gonna be data.email, and then we're gonna have the password is gonna be data.password. And right here we need the result sent back to the user. So right now I'm gonna have the result, which is this one right here. And so right now you can see this is on the server, right? And our register form is on the client. So if we want to send the response to the client, so we need to pass this one. So for that, we need to do the JSON.stringify, and then we have we can send a result. And then for inside here right now, let's go into on the submit. So then we can call this one. Let's go with sign in, sign up with email and password. So then we can just pass the data, and we can do the await for this function right here. And so since we do await, we can do with an async as well. And then for this one is we can get the result back. So the result is this one. So right now the result is going to be a string, JSON string. So we need to pass this one. So I can do something like this. It's going to be equal to JSON dot pass. Oops, not this one. JSON dot pass the result. And right now we can access the data or error. So for right now, I'm going to access the error. So I'm going to check this one. If there's an error, let's say error.message on from this one. So we're going to toast some error to the user. All right. So if not, if there's no message, if there's no error, so we're going to do toast as well, but with different message. Okay. So right now I'm going to do, let's say for this one, if they successfully register. And then for this one, we can just display the message to the user, which is going to be error.message. Okay. And so for this one, we can just do variant of this one. It's going to be destructive. We're going to do show some red. All right. So right now it's complete. Let's actually try and use this one. Okay. So right now, let's go back into here. So right now, if I try to register again, so you can see we have the error, and the error is like a password should be 6 character. And if we go into the network tab, if we try to request again, so you can see it's doing the fetch request, and then as you can see, it's also do post request to the supabase as well. All right, which is really nice. So right now, all we need to do is we need to add the this one. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then this one 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if we hit register, all right. So right now this user already registered, which is what we need to do if we change the user. And all right, this one already registered as well. And let's hit another one. Okay, right now user is registered successfully. Okay, all right. So the next thing is that, so whenever we register a user, so the user is automatically signed in. So then we can do some page protection and redirect them to the to-do page as of now. So right now, let's do that. So for that, I'm going to create a function to read the session from the user. For that, I'm going to go to lib and then create a new action folder. Inside here, I'm going to do index.ts. So the reason that I create the action inside lib right here, because the function read session will use inside multiple page. It makes sense to put it right here. Okay. So export default function read user session. And also we need to convert this one into the server action as well. So we're going to do use server, and then we're going to do with an async for this one. So first I'm going to call to supabase, create supabase server client right here, and then we're going to do await right here, and then we can get the supabase. So we can just return supabase dot auth dot get session right here. Okay. So right here, I do not do any pass, because this function I will call from the server, and before this this function right here, it's actually called inside the client component, but it's executed inside the server. But this function that I'm gonna do is will call inside the server, so that's why we do not need to pass pass this one. Okay. So right now we have this function. Let's go inside the auth page and do the page protection here. So right here, I can just do read user session, and then this one we need to this make as an async, and then this one we can go with the, let's say we destructure from this one. We can do await on this one, and then we can have the data, which is the session. So we can check if the data dot session, if there's a session, we're gonna do return redirect user to the, let's say, to-do page. Okay. And so for this one, it's going to be from navigate. So / navigate instead of this one. Okay. So right now, let's hit save on this one. And let's go back in here. So right now, as you can see, since we already register and automatically sign up, so that's why we are forced to go here. So right now, if I try to navigate back, it won't, because this page is protected. Okay. So now we can do the same thing to the to-do page as well. So let's go into the to-do page. and let's go inside here. And also we're gonna call the function read session. So I'm gonna import it right here. So it's gonna be read user session, and it's gonna auto import from me. And then so this one I'm gonna do with async, and also we need to do redirect as well. Import this one, and this one is gonna be go to auth/server action. Okay, server, I think it's gonna be action. Okay, and then for this one we need to do not operator, because if there's no session, we're gonna redirect them back to here. Right now if we try to refresh this one, so you can see the user stay here because there's a session. Okay, right now we complete the page protection. All right, so now we're gonna do the sign out. So for that, I'm going to inside the component of this one, I'm gonna create another one. It's gonna be signout.tsx, and we can do something like this. And for this one, it's gonna be a form, and inside this form right here, and then we can just have a button for the sign out. So it's gonna do the button, and then for the sign out right here, it saves this one. So right here, I'm gonna create another server action, and then we're gonna do say logout, and for this one, and then inside here we're gonna do use server. And so for this one, we're gonna call the create supabase client, and then for this one is we need to do await, and this one we need to be an async, and then from here we can have the supabase, and then inside here we can call the supabase.auth.SignOut. Okay, oops, what happened? Okay, auth.SignOut, and inside here we can just do await, and after we complete this one, we're gonna redirect user. So redirect user, and then it's gonna go into the /auth/server/action. Okay, so and then here it's pretty simple. We can just do action, and then we can paste this logout right here. Okay, all right, so with that done, let's go back in here. So right now I have a logout already. So so since we have only register, let's try and register another user. So let's say this one, and 1 2 3 4 5 6, and 1 2 3 4 5 6, and hit on register. So right now I'm redirect back to this one, and let's use the sign out component inside the page, so then we can do the sign out. So we can do sign out component right here, and going back here. All right, so right now if I press on the sign down, so you can see it redirect me back to the auth page. So if I try to navigate this one, I cannot. Okay, all right, so that's done, that's complete. So right now the next thing is we going to do on the sign in. So the sign in, it's gonna be really simple. You can actually pause this video and try it on your own as well. So with that, we can go back inside this one right here. And so right now we can just copy and paste the whole thing. So actually this is really simple. So you can just paste this one, and instead of the sign up, we can just do sign up with password, and then we can just use this one. Okay, so right now let's go back inside our component. It's going to be sign in component, and the sign in component, which is going to be the same thing on the submit right here. So it's going to be sign in with password and email, and we have this data, and then we're going to do the await. And then we're gonna have the result of this one, and I think we can just copy the whole thing. So probably the same thing of this one, and then we can pass the result of the things right here. This one we need to have an async, and if it's error message, we can do the same thing as the register. Okay, so right now I can just copy the whole things right here and go back into our sign in, and we're going to replace this one right here. Okay, so I'm gonna hit save. So this one we can just change a bit of message, so maybe successfully log in instead. Okay, so another thing is like for this one, as you can see, we have a constant loading, and for this one, so but we want to have this one when the user clicks, so we need to have a state if the action is complete or not. So I think with that we can track off the loading of this one as well. So in order to do that, we can use the hooks from the React. It's going to be use transitions. Okay, and then from the transitions we're gonna have the is pending, and then it's gonna be start transition. Okay, start transition. And inside, oops, okay, inside this one we have the start transition. So this one, as you can see, it's import from React. So right now we can use this start transition right here, and let's go inside this one right here. So it's going to be start transition, and then this one is we going to return this function right here. So we're going to do a wait. So I think actually we can just copy and paste all of the things right we have here and pass it to the start transition, and we hit save. And so for this one is we're going to have the asyncs for this one. And for this one, we can just remove it. Okay. So right now we have this one. And then so with this is pending right here, we can use to toggle and untoggle the animation and spin of this one. So right now it's going to be, let's say I'm going to do hidden of this one. And then if it's not pending, okay, if it's pending, okay. So right now if we going back, so you can see the sign in is gone, but when we register, so right now I think it's actually this one, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, and as you can see we have some loading, and right now we successfully and redirect back to the user. Okay, that is complete. All right, so right now we complete login, sign in and sign up. So with this using transition right here, it's your to do. You can actually try to do it on your own on the register, because the register we do not have anything just yet. So if I try to sign out again, go to register, you can see it's stuck with loading, and we can pause this video now and try to do it on your own as well. Okay, that's a little exercise for you. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna do with the OAuth. All right, so for the OAuth, we can go to the OAuth form. So right now, this one is, we can have just only button. And then first, for the OAuth, we need to make this one as a client component. And we need to button on click, and then we call redirect to the auth callback to change the code. So that is happen for the OAuth, because we need to call to, let's say, GitHub. And then we come back, we change the code, we set the cookie and things like that, okay? So for that, inside the OAuth right here, I think inside the action right here, I'm going to create another function folder called the callback. And inside here, we're going to do the route.ts. So right here, we can go into the documentation and copy this one. So from this documentation right here, the OAuth, this one. So you can just copy the whole thing of this one, and you can paste this one. So for this one, after testing it, I think I failed to redirect the user. If for this next right here, you can just change this redirect next right here to the parameter URL. So it would be something like this. So right now we have the URL that you have here, and I think what you can do is we can have the request. So it's going to be request URL is going to be equal to this one. And so for this one, we can just we have the request URL. Okay, so it works the same way. So you can just copy the request URL right here and then replace it with next, and then just do the origin. Okay. All right, so right now we have this one. So we have the callback. Let's go back inside the OAuth. So with this one, we need to make this one as a client component. So we're going to do use client. So because we're going to do the on click on this one. So on click on this one, we're going to call to login with GitHub. And then for this one, and then we can call we need to create the supabase client for browser. So for that we can come back here and then client. So you can see this is pretty simple. You can just copy this one, and then we can copy this one, and then also we need to copy this one more as well, and we can paste this one. So as you can see right now, we have the client. So this one you can pass do it like the server. You can create another file, and then whenever we need it, we can import rather than just doing this. But this is just I can show you that. So right now we can just call supabase, and then we can do the auth dot sign in with the OAuth, and inside here we going to do the provider, which is going to be the GitHub on this one, and then we're gonna have the option, and it's gonna be the email. I think it's gonna be redirect to. So this is gonna redirect to the page, our page. So I will call back. So I'm gonna fix this error first. So this one is gonna be the first. It's gonna be location dot origins, and then we're gonna do slash. This one is gonna be callback slash. This is gonna be our app. Oh no. I think first this one is going to be auth server action slash auth slash callback. Okay, so this one right here. All right, so this is the way that we do that. So before we doing that, make sure inside your GitHub, inside your supabase, inside the provider, you set up and enable this one already. So if not, it will fail. All right, so right now, hopefully everything goes smoothly, and let's actually try it. Okay, so right now let's go back here. Right now we do not authenticate because I cannot access to the learn CRUD operator, learn CRUD right here. So with that, I'm going to log in with GitHub. So right now it will do the login. So I have logged in with this user account already. That's why it do not do me to confirm with GitHub. But okay, so right now we log in, so we redirect back here. So the reason that we redirect back to the home page is because, as you can see on the callback, I just do origin. But if we want just to go any route, we can just do, let's say, /todo. So /todo right here, so it will redirect back me to the home page after this one. But right now, if we can test if the user is actually logged in or not, if I can access this here, it means user is already can log in. Already logged in. If I access here, user is not logged in. So right now, let's access here. So it means like user is successfully logged in with GitHub. And if I cannot access here, okay? So right now, let's try to sign out. Let's try to sign in again and make sure it redirect back to to-do, okay? So you can see it redirect back to the to-do page, okay? Which is really nice. And all right, so right now we complete the OAuth as well. Another thing is like we should create a middleware for our app. So because this will run on so refresh the expire session and things like that as well. So for that, I'm going to copy this one and let's go back and to the app right here, and then we're going to do the middleware .ts, and then for this one, it's okay. You can just copy and paste. Everything is safe. There's no error from this one. Okay. All right, so right now we are done with the things that are necessary. So you can see we done register, sign in, and OAuth, everything ready. So the next step is we're gonna learn how to do CRUD operation with server action. Okay, so before we doing CRUD operation with server action, so first we need to create a table inside the supabase. So go ahead and inside your supabase project. So I think which is this one. So I have a pre-generate this one already. So I'm gonna create another table called to do demo. Inside here we have a column ID and we have to generate the UID and created, auto created, and we have title, completed, and created by. And created by right here, you can see we need use the auth UID. So when we create this one, we do not need to pass the value. So you can see when we create this to do, on the only value that we need to pass to it is title. Actually, we can pass this one as well, but we don't need to. The system will auto generate for us. So right now, let's hit save and create this table. All right, so right now we have this one. So first we need to do the role security level. So we make sure that the user be able to access and things and do insert and things like that. So right now for the insert, so I'm going to use this template for insert. I'm going to allow the user authenticate to be insert into this table. And another things for read. So for read this one, so we want to read the user read their to do only. I don't want the user to read the other user to do. So to do that, I'm gonna use this template. I'm gonna do read, and then we're gonna go with select, and also I'm choosing the authenticate as well. And so this one is not gonna be user ID. It's gonna be created by. It's gonna be created by, and we hit review and we hit save. And so we're gonna do the same things for update. So we're going to choose this template, and this one is going to be update. So they can update their to do only and only authenticate the user. And then this one, you can just change it to true, this one, and then review. And I think, okay, so right now, okay, we do not have the user ID. So we need to change this one to created by. I think I can make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Created by, and then hit review, and then we hit save. All right, so right now we have app select, insert. Oh, one more is delete. Okay, so let's delete. This one is this. Now we can just do change this one to created by, and then this one need to be authenticated as well. Okay, hit review and hit save. So right now we have all the role security level that the user can read their own data, and user only authenticate user that can be able to insert. Okay. So right now we have this one. So let's go back inside our apps. So let's go into the apps right here, and then go to do, and then go to component, and let's go to the page. So right now for the listing, we listing from this plain data right here. Later we're gonna replace this one. So but for the create form, so let's go into the create form. So this is where we going to do create. I think this is gonna be similar to the same thing that we do with the login and register. So you can see, so for this one, so let's go back in here. So right now if I try to create the title require, and if I do something like that, this one is created, we get the value. Okay, so right now let's go into the action of to do. I have create 4 function for you already that we going to use, and then so we need to convert this one to the server action. So we're gonna do use server, and then this will be inside the server. And then for this one, we can call the create supabase client, and then we can do the await. So then we can have the supabase. So we're gonna do const supabase this one, and then so with this one we can do supabase dot from, and then this is going to be a to do. So this one is I do not add TypeScript, so you can actually do the TypeScript support, so then you will give the intelligence of the table that you have from the supabase dashboard, but maybe in the next video. Okay, so for now this is going to be a to do demo, and this one is going to be insert, and the insert right here is going to be the title. Okay, so because we need the title only, it will pass from here. So the reason that we have only the title only, because all the other value is automatically insert. Okay, so after we insert this one, we're gonna try to select this one single, and then we're gonna do the await, and then we're gonna have the result of this one as well. So we're gonna do const, and then we can result, similar thing. So we're gonna return back this one as a JSON stringify. So return JSON.stringify this one of the result. And yeah, there you go. So okay, so right now we have this one, so let's use this to do inside our create form. So let's do that. So it's gonna be create okay, is it create to do? Create to do, and then we can pass this one, the title right here, which is gonna be data. Okay, and let's see, we have the title string, and yeah, so this is what we want, right? So because we have the title, okay, I see. So data.title, because this title is an object right here. So inside here we can do await, and then we can do, I think we can use the transition again. So for this one, oh, I already import this one already. So we can do start transition, and then we can just pass this one inside, and then we can do the async inside here. Okay, and then we're gonna have the result of this one. So it's gonna be result, and then we can destructure this one. So similar thing that we do with the form, so we can check an error and things like that and things like that. Okay, so if result, I think we need to pass this one first, right? So and that's gonna be the JSON dot pass, and it's gonna be result, and inside here it's gonna be an error. So if the error dot message, and we can do something like this. Let's say for now, if there's no error dot message, we are going to pass this one, and then we are also gonna do the form reset as well. Okay, all right, so let's go back in here. Let's try to create a to do. I think for the pending we need to use it right over here as well, to not this one. So for this one, it's gonna be hidden, and if it's not pending, okay, if it's not, is pending. All right, so I'm gonna hit save this one. So right now the create is gone. So let's try to create a to do. So let's say subscribe. So if you haven't, so right now let's do create. So you can see right now subscribe is created. So if we go back inside our supabase, and let's go in here, table, and to do demo. So we should see one table, as you can see. All right, which is really nice. Okay, that's good. So right now we have this one. So let's try to, so we create already, so let's try to read this one. So going back here, and for the read function, it's going to be really simple. So for this one is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy this one, and then we're going to do await supabase, okay, dot from to do demo. And then for this one, we're gonna select star. We're gonna do select star. So as you can see, this is a really good thing from supabase. So right here, you don't have to specify, okay, I want to select my own ID, but the policy that we set up. So this is we're gonna select only the data that we have from that. So this is really nice. So and then for this one we can just return. As you can see right here, I do not pass this one. The reason that because this will read on a server, so we will get data directly. So we'll read from the server function as well. So okay, so right now let's go here, and instead of the to do right here, I'm going to do supabase. I'm gonna do read to do instead. I think we should be do below this one. So we're gonna do read to do, and then we can do await this one. So from here we can extract the to do. It's gonna be error or to do. We can have data, and the data is gonna be, I'm gonna call this one as to do. Okay, So we're gonna have this one. We hit save. So right now, as you can see, everything should be go smoothly. So right here, as you can see, we have subscribe. So this subscribe right here is actually so right now, let's actually try to create another one. So okay, like this video, and we hit enter. So right now you can see like it's created, but it's not updated right here. I will show you how to update it soon. So if we refresh right here, you can see right now we have this 2 data right here. Very nice. So in order to update this one, let's go back inside this one. So we need to do the revalidate pass after when we create something, when we mutate something, we need to do revalidate. So the pass that we need to do is this pass right here. And one more thing is that this page is going to be, the to-do page is going to be static. So right now we do not do any force dynamic and things like that. And the way that we do this one is let's go into the read of the to-do, and we can call the no store functions. So it's going to be unstable cache. I think this one. And for this one, it's going to be, I'm going to do as no store. Okay, as no store. And then we can call this one as a no store. Okay, oops, we're gonna do no store right here. Okay, wait, I think there's something wrong. So okay, not this one is gonna be unstable no store, and this one is we're gonna do no store right here. And there you go. All right, so right now we have this no store, and I think we can do the same thing for this no store to our read session as well. Let's go back in here, and then we have no store, and then for the no store we can just call this one. Okay, all right, so right now we have this one. Let's try and check it again. So right now if I'm gonna do share this video and press enter, so you can see it's update immediately. We have the feedback to the user as well. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, so next we're gonna continue on the do delete and update. So to do that, you can come back into the action right here. So go into this function. So this one is gonna be really simple. I'm gonna copy and paste this one right here, and then we're gonna do for the delete. So it's gonna be supabase, and let's see, supabase dot from to do. It's gonna be to do demo. And then we can do dot delete, and then we can do dot equal, and it's gonna be the ID of the to do. It's gonna be this ID. Okay, and right now we're gonna do the await for this one as well. So right now I don't want to handle this one right here, so we can just after we revalidate this one, so we're gonna do revalidate the pass. Okay, so if we delete successfully, we can do revalidate. Maybe right here we can do the same things for the update as well, since we are here. So right here. And then we can set up this one. It's going to be the update, and you can pass the update value that you want. So for now, we can just we update the completed only. We not update the title. And so this one, that's why we need to pass the complete only. Okay, so this one we need the parentheses. Okay. So right now we have the update and to do. So let's go back inside the page and do the update and delete. So because this one we need to pass as a parameter to the function, and so for that first I'm gonna wrap this one inside the form, each of the delete and update. So we're gonna have form, and also we have another form for delete and update as well. Let's go back in here, and then for this one, so as you can see, so we can do the right here, we can create the function that bind the ID to for the function. So for that, it's going to be delete to do is going to be equal to delete to do by ID, and we're going to do dot bind, and then we're going to do null. So this one is going to be to do dot ID. And so then one more thing we can do the same thing is going to be update to do is going to be equal to update by ID, and same things, bind null, and then to do dot ID as well. Okay, so right now we can pass this action right here into our form. It's going to be the delete to do, and one more, this action right here is going to be into the update to do update to do, not update to do by ID, which is this one right here, right? Okay, so right now we have, okay, so because this function is needed the to do dot complete as well. And for this one, we need to do this one because when we update, we wanted to pass a different value from the original complete, right? Okay, so right now, and as you can see right here, you can do another, let's say, transition and get pending for that and to improve the user experience, but for overall it's fine. So right now, if I go into here, if I say, okay, right now, if I subscribe already, I can update, and then you can see it's subscribed. And then for this one, it's share already, and all right, there you go. So right now, as you can see, we have this one. Okay, really nice. So right now, let's actually refresh this one. Let's create again. So I'm gonna do the hello world. And so right now we have this one. Let's actually delete this one, so you can see it's gone. If I update this one again, so it's go back into this one. Okay, all right. So there you go. So right now, we completed already all the functionality CRUD operation with server action, and go ahead and try this out and let me know in the comment if you have any feedback or any problem. And so all right, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. See you in the next video. Peace.